Yeah. So let's move on, Alex. We weren't here, like you alluded to earlier. We weren't here on Tuesday, so we're gonna still do our game balls for last week, the week 7 game balls. Alex, I'm gonna go to you first. Who was we talked about a couple, and we kind of went back and forth. So
Yeah.
if there's more than two, I have more than two, so we can just keep
Okay.
going. You let me know.
I can do three. Okay, yeah.
That works.
So my first one I'm going to go to, heading over to the Pac-12, Sione Vaki, the running back from Utah, 15 carries, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns in a big 34-14 win over Cal.
Oh, nice. Oh, I like that. Sione Vaki. Okay. I also had a running back. I'm going to stay home with this one. Omarion Hampton of North Carolina. 24 carries, 197 yards and a touchdown, and then 2 receptions, 20 yards and another touchdown. He is definitely one that's been emerging and kind of coming out from under the shadow of the Drake May and, all that hype and whatever. And he's been helping Drake May a lot because now Drake May has a substantial, a solid running game, and that opens the doors for the passing game. So, who is your number 2?
My number 2, I'm staying at the running back position, going to a game we talked a bunch about from last weekend. I'm going Audric Estime, taking down USC, 22 carries, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns, and like we said, the best way to beat a dynamic offense like USC, keep Caleb Williams off the field. Audric Estime pounding the rock, just under 5 yards per carry, but those 22 carries, that's a lot of time chewed off the clock. Big win for Notre Dame and big loss for USC.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, people are saying it, Scott. People are saying it. Oh, real quick. Do you think Caleb Williams asking for part ownership in the team that drafts him, do you think that will affect him and make the move
to the second round? No. That's ridiculous. No. And see, here's the thing. It's not going to affect where he's drafted because he can't get the part-time ownership or part ownership.
Right.
The Jets tried to give Aaron Rodgers that this past season with the contract extension, sent it to the NFL for them to approve it. It got denied and sent back. Players cannot be owners at the same time because it's conflict of interest. So Caleb Williams will not get part-time ownership. He'll still, if he decides to come out this year, he'll still be a top 3 pick. But yeah, no, it's not going to affect his draft stock at all.
No, absolutely not. Yo, my number 2 game ball goes to Ollie Gordon of Oklahoma State. Got the upset over ranked Kansas. They're ranked 23rd. This guy had 29 carries, 168 yards, and a touchdown, but then added 116 yards on 6 receptions, receiving, had another touchdown with that. Look, hey, Oklahoma State had a rough start. We saw some of the early losses that they had in the season where we were all kind of like, is Gundy, is he on the hot seat? Is he on his way out? But they were still able to turn around. They've been able to get the last couple of victories, beaten K-State, and then beaten Kansas. Watch out for them, man. They're still playing football out there. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Did you see Ben's comment there?
Well, Alex, where Tom Brady is a coach, he was there. I didn't see conflict there. Well, it's Tom Brady. It is what it is. You know what's going on. Yo, who's your last game ball?
For me, I'm going to the biggest game we talked about last week. Oregon, Washington. I am going with Rome Odunze, the wide receiver for Washington. Left the game for a fair bit of time with an injury. Came back, finished the game with 8 receptions for 128 yards. It's an average of 16 yards per reception. And 2 touchdowns. The guy was electric. He's making a case to push Marvin Harrison for that wide receiver 1 in next year's draft.
Yes.
Very strong case. This guy is balled out all season long. And, I mean, there's a reason we put him as the number 2 receiver when we did our positional rankings earlier this year. The guy is an absolute superstar.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and on the national stage like he did this week.
Everybody watching that, yeah.
I love that. I love that. And my last one, hey, is a guy that we mentioned earlier in the season, and the guy that we've continued to mention. He just got his eligibility back 2 weeks ago. And hey, I see why they were trying to keep him out, because my man balled out.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Touchdown receptions, 6 receptions, 132 yards, and 3 TDs. Also had 2 carries for 19 yards. They tried to get him involved against Syracuse, but in this game against Miami, they brought him out there, and I loved it. I loved it. Okay, I absolutely like that we got to see Drake May. This is why they were so upset that he wasn't able to play, because immediately, as soon as he got back out there, he started targeting him. And hey, Devontae Walker, freedom. Hey, the system worked. We got him back on the field.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's all he's trying to do. Like he's not out here like Keaton Slovis or JT Daniels, who gets to jump in.
8 transfers and
right. There's free agents apparently. He's just trying to play ball, man. And unfortunately, with COVID and everything that's happened the last couple of years, he hasn't been able to. And I'm glad he's getting that opportunity to get back on the field, man.
Yeah, makes that dangerous North Carolina offense even more dangerous, and solidifies you as one of the top 10 programs in the nation this year.
Yes, and let's